Okay. And we are live. Happy Sunday, everybody. We are Sunday, May 17th. It's the long weekend here up in Montreal. So most people don't work tomorrow. So this is exciting for most people. You can have a chill night, wake up tomorrow, not have to worry about going to work. I don't know, maybe people went to the chalet, maybe not. I don't know. I saw some people on Instagram posting up at the chalet. So have fun, guys. Enjoy it. And also, the next full moon is coming. You know what that means? We can start planting. Yes. I know I started getting everything ready and putting it up inside by the window. So, like, they start getting, sprouted and stuff. I got my plants because they were on sale. Rona, as everybody know, I went for my infamous walk the other day. I decided to go outside. So it was really, really, really beautiful. It's maybe, it was like 16 or 17 degrees. It was amazing. I just had like a nice little Under Armour sweater, nice Lululemon pants, my nice Levi running shoes, and I just took a nice walk with my neighbor. It was really nice. We stood like 2 meters apart. I was like walking backwards most of the time because I didn't want to like interact with others. So I was like, just be my guard. Anyways, so as I mentioned, we were always going to start the episode off with some homework. So as I was saying, the homework of last week was, what was one thing you think that your mother wished you did more of? So I don't know what you guys have to think about it, but I know this one thing my mom wishes I did more of. She wishes I cleaned her house more. Because she does not like to clean her house, and she like wanted to pay some lady to do it, and I was like, instead of paying someone to do it, just pay me to do it. So instead of like actually taking money from my mom, what I've been doing was, before coronavirus, I was just like going to her house while she was at work during the day when I didn't have school, and I would go and I would clean the house top to bottom. I wouldn't even tell her, so when she get home, it'd be a nice surprise. So I started doing more of that, maybe about like once a week, until coronavirus hit. And then I don't know, she told me that it's like fluff ball central at her place, so I believe that. I don't know when was the last time she cleaned, but anyways, so I don't know about you guys. Write in the comments or write in the chat box what your mother wishes you did more of. Maybe some people wish that you called them more often, maybe you go see them more often. I don't know, maybe drive them to the grocery store or the market. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. So other than that, as you guys remember, the theme of today's topic was about royalty, like levels in relationship. Like, are you guys equal or are you not? Do you guys play with your like gender roles? And if you guys are in same-sex marriages, like, do you guys, is it equality or do you guys do more than the other? What do you think about it? Write in the comments, write in the chat box. I would love to hear about it, or send me a message on Instagram. It's also written in the description below. All of my @ symbols where you can find me and whatnot, or you can just send me a simple email. I'm super open to see what you guys have to say about it. So what I think, I believe that one relationship should not just be like 50-50. I just believe that one relationship should be both 100-100, because I believe you should both put all of your time and your effort or whatever you want into getting your relationship to where you need to be at that time. Obviously, like when you have to go to work, obviously you put your mind and your like, your state of body to go to work. But when you're at home and doing all those things that has nothing to do with that, you focus on your relationships, or you don't want to focus on a relationship, you want to focus on a hobby. Well, then you're going to take your time and focus on your hobby when you're not at work, right? So that's what I'm talking about. So I know some people are like, oh, that's a man's job. Or some people are like, oh, that's a woman's job. Or, you have certain cultures where believe where, the man goes to work and the woman stays at home. And then you have some cultures where it's the opposite, or it's equal. Or you have some cultures where both people work and then they come home and they both support their family. So it's very a variant topic. But I want to know, what do you guys have in your relationship? Do you guys have like different tasks? Like, I know I'm not a dishes person. Like, I try to tell my partner, like, you do the dishes, but living on your own, like, you have to do the dishes and you have no choice. So I bought like these like massive gloves, like I told you in the first episode. So I don't know. I remember growing up, like my mom was married to a man, like my stepdad, and like there was no, I guess you could say, gender roles. Because like my mom, for most of my life, I always looked at her as both my mom and my dad because she literally did everything a mom and a dad did for me, other than like having body parts of a man. You know, that's like the only thing. My stepdad was like emotionally unavailable, but he was there. He was there at the house. He was present, but like his mind kind of wasn't. He was always like doing other things. Pretty much, he was drunk all the time. So kind of it explains a lot of things, but he also like really abused alcohol. It wasn't just like a beer or two. It was like 40 of Jack Daniels a day, if that. Like probably more, but I guess it depended on the day. Um, but both people took out the garbage. I remember my mom when we started growing up, she had like my brother take out the garbage because she had me doing the vacuum because I love to vacuum. For some reason, I was like, you know what, I want to vacuum because I was able to put my earphones on and like super play loud music and like dance around and like make it kind of like a fun activity. But before I was able to do that, my older brother, who is 7 years older than me, he used to do that. So like I never really, and cooking dinner sometimes, like my stepdad would make dinner. Uh, Sometimes my mom would make dinner. So it was always like, mixed match. Most of the time, yeah, my mom made it. But like when my stepdad was like, "Hey, I don't want to eat Italian food today. Like, can we eat like some Canadian food?" Because he was Canadian. So, well, he was Canadian, but his like parents are Polish and stuff. They grew up in the war in Germany and all of that crazy time. So they ate like pierogies and kernels. Is it schnitzels? I don't know. I knew they used to eat this like white stuff. It was cabbage, I think, and it would have like onions and sausage and like big black ball things. I don't know. Anyways, it's not something that I enjoyed. But so we would always try to mix up the food. So what happened in your houses? Like, was your mom always cooking food? Was your dad always cooking food? Did you grow up with both parents? Did you grow up with one parent? Let me know. Share with me. I'm very curious to see like what you guys have to say about it. You can write in the chat or write it down in the comments. Oh, also, I wanted to share with you guys. I've been doing some research about like blogging. Like I started to doing this kind of like a TV series type of thing. So it's like every week at the same time. But I also wanted to start doing blogging where like I'm writing because I really like to write. Like I write a lot. Like it just goes with my talking a lot. I don't know if it's the Gemini part of me or just I don't know. I really like it. So I'm gonna start doing that during the week, and I thought about doing it about like like kind of like a bedroom kind of thing where like I talk about things that are on my mind that usually you don't really think about not during the day. Yeah, during the day. So I was gonna put it at night, but what I think about during the day. If that makes sense. But it's not I went to the coffee store, I bought a coffee. It's like when you go to the coffee store and you see, let's say the barista, I think they call them the barista guy behind the counter who's got like a little cut off t-shirt and like a man bun, you know what I mean? And what I want to do is take that like scenario and make like a sex story out of it. Because I remember being in high school, okay, and I used to have this guy, okay, he used to call me every single day for hours after school, and he would want to listen to these sex stories that I would create. And I would come up with these elaborate scenes and these elaborate stories. And like, I remember growing up, like, sex was always like taboo, like I was always talking about. But now that like everything is open and sex now is so free and all over the internet, I was like, I might as well put my sex stories to good use and see where I can go and where I can go with it and see, maybe I can tie that into this. And so let me take a deep breath and relax. Thank you so much for letting me know. I just there's so many things that I want to accomplish with this YouTube channel, with this type of vibe of underground stuff. That's why I'm always sitting on the floor, and I don't want to, make like I'm gonna make it professional soon. All of my camera equipment is on the way, and like I got all these like fancy lights and things like that, so that you can see me better. Because I have these like huge raccoon eyes because of my lighting. But I'm just showing that like I'm a real person. I'm not like someone who's gonna go and take on like 30 pounds of makeup. I don't judge anybody who does, but me personally, I won't get all dressed up and fancy and whatever for the camera, because this is like stuff that you talk about when you're not mostly wearing makeup and you're like in bed naked beside someone, and you're talking about these deep intimate things, because these things are very important, and most people don't have like somewhere to go, or most people don't have like people to talk to about these certain things, because everybody's relationship is different. So you can't take like your friend's relationship and apply it to your own relationship, because you're not your friend and your boyfriend is not your friend. And genuine tops professional any day. You don't like my top? It's Reebok, and I'm cold. I can pull off my how do you call, what was that movie called? Mean Girls? Yeah, I found this shirt for $1. It was the cover of the Burn book, and like I don't know if people take offense to that, so that's why I put on something that was like gender neutral. But thanks for the tip. I will know for next week. I will start wearing more professional tops. If you have any color suggestions or any type of clothing that you wish me to wear while I talk about these things, let me know. I'm definitely open to suggestions. Yeah. Yeah. Being genuine is better than being professional any day. Well, it depends, because, that's a very interesting question. Well, I guess when you're in a professional mindset, I guess I'm just going to speak for myself right now, is when you're in a professional mindset, you kind of have to be genuine, because you're also doing business with another person. So you also have to take into consideration the other person's wants and the other person's needs, but not on like a personal level, but for a business level. So for me, that's a type of genuinity. I don't even know if that's a word, but being on a personal level, let's say with your friends, obviously you're going to want to be a genuine. But if you're going to do work with your friends, obviously you're going to want to stay professional, but still be genuine at the same time. What do you think? Let me know. Abba, tell me, what do you think? I'm curious to see what your opinion is. How about just regular t-shirts? Is this too big for you? I won't wear lingerie. That I won't do. No, I don't think I'm comfortable enough to be like that naked on the webcam. No. That's a good one. I got stumped there. I'm gonna think about that. I want to write that down. Actually, I took a little screenshot of what you sent me. I'm gonna reflect on that later. Thank you very much. That was a good one. So as Abba was mentioning, being better is better than being professional any day. What do you guys think of that? Maybe we can talk about that next episode. If you guys like, that would be an interesting topic. I would like to see what you guys have to say. Yeah, man, I'm stumped. Wow, this is. I can't say this is the first, because it's been multiple times where I've been speechless, and wow, now I just keep thinking this is not good. Okay, I'm gonna pause. All right, so back to relationships. So let's bring a little bit of how can we call it, when you're in a relationship. And oh yes, exactly what I was talking about before, about comparing your relationships to yours, about talking to other people and searching for you, that when you're there and you're like, oh, I feel like I'm crazy, but you're not crazy, because you don't know where to go and talk, or you don't know where to get that support, or you don't know if anybody else is like thinking about that. And certain things in a relationship you don't want to really talk about, because it's like personal, right? But there's everybody in the world that goes through all of these personal things. So maybe linking A to B, who's like on one side of the world, to the other side of the world, maybe you guys can link and talk about these things that you're having issues with, and maybe you can help one another. That's the point of me bringing this to you every Sunday at night, because most people talk about, deep things at night when we're in bed. Yes, there are people that have opposite schedules where in a professional environment, I've observed that customers and clients prefer genuineness over professionalism if ever a choice is to be made between the two. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so let me ask you this, Abba. So I'm gonna come up with a scenario. So let's say you go into, I don't know, let's say a clothing store, and there's two types of people in the store that are going to come up to you. You have the one person who's working only for the money, and then you have one person who's going to come up to you because they actually have a passion for it. But both of these people are going to give you the same exact service, but you don't know unless you ask them, like what's their main purpose of working here. And I don't think, maybe you do, but do you ask them, what gives them their genuineness over their professionalism? Obviously, there are people that are not professional at all whatsoever, nor are they genuine, because I don't know, if you're not professional, can you not be genuine? Like, what do you think, Abba? Like, if I'm not professional with you, but both people will never give the same service. Okay. All right. Thank you for your opinion. All right. I will take that into consideration. So let's go into this deeper. Now, we've completely gone off topic. That's okay. It doesn't bother me. This is the point, is to interact with you guys. So Abba, let's say I'm the person that's going to serve you, and I am completely unprofessional at all. And I'm not showing any signs of a good type of service or customer service to you. Does it show you that I'm being genuine? What do you think? Does it show that I'm being rude? Horrible customer service? What do you think? What do you... I don't know. I've encountered so much horrible customer service. There's been so much uncomfortable customer service that I've come across in like the big cities. Like I've noticed, like downtown Montreal, some places are really good. Some places have impeccable service. I'm really content. But there are some places, I don't want to name like franchises or whatever, but I'm in Canada, so I'm allowed to say whatever I want, and the government like won't come after me. But like when I go to Tim Hortons, okay, for example, I have the worst customer service. And no matter what Tim Hortons I have went to in a big city, it has been horrendous. And I never, ever, ever get what I order. Never, ever. I remember being in Red Deer, and I was doing this project on the Holiday Inn, okay? And I was there for like a good month, okay? For a good like 5-6 weeks. And I went to Tim Hortons when we first got there. So for the first 7 days, I went every single day, and they ordered the same thing every single day, and every single day it was wrong. How hard is it to make one coffee with 6 cream, cinnamon raisin bagel with butter? Like, I didn't order anything extravagant. That's all I freaking wanted. And I would get all these different types of things, and I was just like, you know what? I just stopped going there. And like, no matter how much I went back, and no matter how much professionalism and genuinity I gave, and no matter how much calmness I gave, and I was like, sorry, but this is not an order, they were still rude. And I was like, oh. And then like, I just, and people are like, you don't drink Tim Hortons? No, I do not go to Tim Hortons at all. And when I found out my mom worked at Tim Hortons, she didn't tell me because she knows how much I hate it. Being a professional isn't the same as being rude. Okay, interesting fact. All right. Okay. All right. I'm going to reflect on this later. As I was saying, I don't want to say anything bad about Tim Hortons, but anyways, that's my experience. I don't go to Tim Hortons because it's so for me, that horrible customer service experience, that is unprofessional. It's being rude. It's not being genuine. Like, you don't care about the customer. You don't, like, it clearly shows me you don't care. And I know that we spent like a couple of moments here going off talking about other things, but that's okay, because how do you guys think about it? Like, when you go to somewhere, like, do you want to feel welcomed when you walk into a place of business? Like, do you want to feel that the person that is serving you actually cares for the business that they're working for? I remember when I went for a job interview at Levi's when I was super young. I didn't know they had to buy their clothing to work there, but they're asking, they're like, why do you want to work for Levi's? Like, what brings you to be the face of Levi's? Something like that. And it like made me think, and I was like, other than that, like, I was like, oh my God, I'm the queen of fashion. Like, back in the day, I was the queen of fashion. I'm a fashionista. The runway is my fashion way. The runway is my fashion show. I just had a dyslexic moment. Sorry. So I never really like understood that like concept of a question. And now as I got older, I was like, okay, it's starting to make sense. So now when I walk into a place, not that I'm assuming that other people will, be like me, or other people will like do exactly like I am. Like, I don't, because I'm me, you or you. But I thought that customer service is like somewhat of a mandatory like thing to have nowadays. Also, being in 2020 and all these rules and regulations and things like that. And a genuine car will give their genuine opinion of the product. A professional will give the opinion that gets the sale. Okay, I see. Okay, I see how you're looking at it. Okay, so Abba, so you're trying to say that someone who has a passion for something, or someone who like is in love with something, will demonstrate a different method of like portraying their love, rather than someone who wants the money. Right? Am I right, Abba? Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. So you have someone who's like a passionate for it, and then you have someone who's like, I want it because of the money. Is it like that? This is fun. I like this. Passion is obviously generally. Okay, well, yeah, obviously passion beats everything. But do you think that someone who's professional is just working for the money, and someone who's genuine is working because they have passion? Is that where you're trying to get at? Okay, that makes sense. Excuse me. No, I don't have coronavirus. I don't have it. Yep. Okay. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, thank you very much for clarifying that with me, and thank you for discussing with me. I really appreciate you giving your feedback and you giving your opinion, and listening to me speak about these things. That is fantastic. So, okay. So now, next week, I'm gonna pull up the calendar here, just because I just wanted to make sure. Yes, it is the 24th. So next week, which is the 24th, is going to be a Sunday. Oh, I'm so excited because next week they say is going to be super hot. super hot, super excited. I'm gonna sit on my balcony and get some sun because I don't know what's gonna happen. Because you know what that means? That week, schools are opening back up. Little like boutique mom and pop shops that have like a door access from the street will be opening back up. So the schools in like not on Montreal, around it. Because apparently we have too many cases here on our little island of Montreal. Montreal. So okay, so as we were talking about, I would say we were talking about genuinity and professionalism. So isn't it still freezing in Canada? Well, it depends. Like middle of the night, sometimes it gets about 1 degree Celsius, which is about maybe 34 Fahrenheit, I think. 33 Fahrenheit? Because I know 32 equals 0. So at night it gets around that time, but then during the day it like shoots up like 15, 16 degrees, sometimes 20 degrees. Then it gets really cold at night. Because June is coming, so June is going to get like a little bit warmer. It's going to go up to maybe like 40 degrees in the, maybe about 40 degrees. So it's coming. And then July and then August, the like hottest months of the year. I'm super excited. But you can walk outside. Actually, I can just walk outside in just this like sweater and these like pants, or walk around in like running shoes, and I'm like good to go. Like I don't need a jacket. I don't need a scarf. We don't need gloves anymore. That's done. The winter boots are packed away. Oh, finally. And we got like we got a few months of this taking advantage. The heat's off in the house, so I don't know where you're from, Abba. I don't know what the weather's like over there. Maybe if you'd like to share, that would be super interesting to hear. And I can be super envious if you're coming from a hot country, because I want to go to a hot country because this snow is horrific. This 8-foot snow and ice and black ice, and no, it's not fun. I'm really excited for the summer. Plus my birthday is exactly in hot. Yes, hot. Oh, I'm envious of you. Enjoy that hot weather. Enjoy that sun. Oop, there was a fluff that like drew in front of me. Oh, that's amazing. That's cool. You must have a nice tan. It's like, as I was saying, my birthday is in 1 month and 27 days. I'm really excited. I'm going to be 30, the big 3-0. Oh, it's going to be an interesting transition of my life. So all of these things happened when I was 20. I did things I regretted, which things I didn't regret. And then like I just learned and I grew, and then just like every day just like got better and better and better. And it's just really exciting. So I'm really excited to see what like 30 to 40 will bring with all of this knowledge that I have now. And so excited to see where this YouTube will bring me, where this blogging will bring me, what real estate, where interior design will bring me. I have all these things. I want to be a philanthropist, so like I can't wait to like help everybody out and just do things for people. Oh my God, so exciting. Okay, so as I was saying, so Abba, we were talking about genuine and being professional. So next week I want to bring in genuine into relationships. How about we talk about, are you able to tell when you're starting to date someone? Are you able to tell if someone's actually being genuine with you because they want to have a relationship, or they're being genuine because they just want to, they just want to have a nice fun? I know some people that would go like 30 days to talk to you just to have that one night thing and then never talk to you again. So like, I really curious what you guys have to say about it. Or relationships. So I want to talk about that. I want to go based off what Abba brought in today. So thank you so much for the topic. We can talk about next week. Oh, you wrote something else. So why do fair-skinned people want tans and darker-skinned people want skin bleaching? You know what? That's actually a really curious topic that we can actually discuss one day. I don't know why. I hear people and what their opinions are is that they say that because you have something for so long is that you want to try other things. So as they say, like me, for example, like I wish I was tanned. And I remember the first time I met a black guy, okay, his name was Sean. And like, I was like, he was so tan. And he's like, white girl, I'm black. And like, I just didn't really understand what that was because like, I didn't watch like black rap videos growing up and stuff. I grew up on like Hillary Duff and Olsen twins. So like, everything in my life in my town was like all white. Everybody was white. So I didn't really understand that concept. And I didn't like to watch TV much anyways. So it's something that we want to try, something that we want to do. Like people who have curly hair want to have straight hair. People want to have straight hair, want to have curly hair. And it's because you want to try, you're curious. Like how you have, I'm MGTOW. I am really not sure what that is, but that is MGTOW. MGTOW, okay. And so my opinions on relationships may be a bit triggering. You know what? That's the point of this. Everybody is going to experience different things, but that's why I want to talk about these things is because I'm a triggering type of person. Men going their own way is an anti-feminist, mostly online community advocating for men to separate themselves from a society which they see as harmful to men and particularly to issue marriage and cohabitation. Okay, so okay, I just Googled that. So do you want to go your own way, meaning that you don't want to have sex, you don't want to be in any type of relationship, you just want to live on your own, be your own like person. So it means you don't have sex, you don't have any type of like physical relationships and physical connections. Is that right, Abba? Is that what I understood of what MGTOW is? I would really appreciate, yeah, I would appreciate it. No marriage, no cohabitation. Okay, but you will be in a relationship with another sex or the same sex, but you won't marry them and you won't live together. Cohabitation. No marriage, no cohabitation. But you'll still have like sex with the same sex or opposite sex or anybody in the LGBTQ community. I'm sorry, I always get tongue twisted. Even though I don't have my tongue ring anymore. Let me know about what if you're not comfortable enough of sharing it open on live, you can send me an email or you can write on me on Instagram. Like I'm really open. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable, but if you are comfortable about talking about it, please definitely go on. And I would love to learn and see and explore this topic. So let me know. Take some water here. Oh, this is my Starbucks reusable water bottles. I'm obsessed with Starbucks reusable things. I have water bottles. I have like coffee cups, the other mugs that you see me all the time. And this is my straw I bought on Amazon. It was $5. It's collapsible. It comes in a little box, stainless steel little thing. Oh, I prefer love dolls to women, generally speaking. Love dolls. Love dolls. Wait, those are the air. Hold on, let me find the proper word for it. Those are the sex dolls to women generally. That's fine. Oh, that's completely okay. I actually know some people that actually prefer love dolls other than to women. Actually, it's because they say I'm gonna name any names or whatever. TPE or silicone. Oh yeah, exactly. But they say that they like that because women don't talk back, and women don't have to do much for them anyways. They just give them exactly what they needed or what they're meant for. So I'm really curious. Is it because that they don't speak, they don't do that, and it just gives you what you need? PPE or silicone. Yeah, exactly like that. That's okay. I love going to the sex store and I love touching them. They're so soft. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the breasts or boobs. I call them boobies. I like calling them boobies. It's YouTube. I think I can say what I want on YouTube. The boobies, they're just so soft, and the little pink nipples. Or when they're black, they're like little black nipples, brown nipples. They're so soft. You guys laugh at me. You like it, doesn't matter. But I don't judge you, Abba. That's completely fine. Like I don't have anything wrong with it. Like I know actually here, if you want to, so I'm assuming you're a man, since you said you're a man. Men, GTOW. So I know women that don't get into relationships. I know women that will not have any sex at all when they need a man. They will only use sex toys. They will only they will only use silicones or dildos or vibrators or that magic wand and it looks like that and it looks like the or this one there was it looks like the magic what's that one? From South Park, sorry. I just had to do that. That was so funny. I hope I hope no one is taking like offense to it. Please don't. I'm not laughing at you. I just love everything that has to do with sex and relationships and talking about things you don't really talk about because I'm such an awkward and weird person. So I like talking about awkward and weird things. So, oh my goodness, it's 10:38. It's 10:38. Oh, yes, guys, I wanted to tell you. I was speaking to some fellow YouTubers of mine, and they were mentioning that, yes, doing episodes like this every Sunday late at night is good. It's a very good way of communicating and talking about things that we don't usually talk about. But they were saying that making 1 hour long episodes are too long. People don't want to sit there and watch them. So I was suggested to try 30-minute, videos. So I know right now we're at 38 minutes, I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 36 minutes. It's a little bit, over. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about that genuinity as I was talking about. So now we're going to talk about a question of the week. So this, all right. So I was introduced to a new topic, MGTOW. So people who are out there, or if you are exactly like Abba, if you do live this way, I have a question, I guess, what I'm going to ask you. I don't want you to take it offensively. Please don't take it personally. But I guess I'm just curious if something like that is, if you're going to be doing such like an intimate act with someone, does it get lonely? Like, does it get lonely not being able for that nice, precious, soft, mushy stuff to talk back? So tell me. I'm not here to judge. I'm just super curious. That would be something about me because. Me, like, if I don't have a partner for, like, a super long amount of time, I get lonely. And, like, those things just, like, don't cut it anymore, no matter, like, how strong your vibration is. But that's me. I guess I'm a Gemini. I like to, like, physical contact. So let me know. Tell me. I'm super excited. So we got another 7 days to think about it. And next week, we will talk about being genuine. So I hope you guys have a great week. I know some people are going back to work. I know some not. So please be safe out there. Wear your mask. Don't wear your mask. Anyways, I'm done giving my opinion on it. I'm just so done with it. Do whatever you guys want. Just please protect yourselves. Stay safe out there. Don't touch anybody. And if you see anybody like that kid at Walmart who's licking the entire shelves, public citizens arrest that man. Like, it's just over it. Why would you do that? Anyways, everybody be safe. Stay healthy anyways. Sleep well. Drink a lot of water because right now it's a transition of season and it's like crack lip season. Just do it and your body will love you because you're made of 70% of water. Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, you got something else. Okay, so I would advise you not to do a video on MGTO. The comments can be a bit harsh. Well, you know what, Abba? Actually, because yes, it can be hard sometimes and it can be very enlightening because everybody has a different opinion on certain things. And you know what I realize is that most people who do give harsh opinions or harsh things, I'm actually like, I've been witness to it, is that you've never experienced that. You've never done that. You've never been in their shoes. You've never been this person. So you create some sort of negative vibe, this negative vibration from your head. So other people are affected, obviously, because it's harsh because they've never experienced it. And most people don't want you to be happy in life anyways. So well, media teaches you to drag people down, and school teach you to just be dragged down and sucked down, and to be, instead of just being like, your own person and doing all those things. So it's going to be a touchy subject for sure. So if you, I wanted to discuss, oops, here, let me go back to it. Sorry, this is taking a moment. Yeah, so what I wanted to relax, ma'am. I'm relaxed. I am super relaxed. I have nowhere to go. I have nothing to do. I am just, well, not nothing to do, but I can't really go out. So that's why I said that. I'm super relaxed. I don't want to feel that I'm ignoring you as a teenager. I should have put my glasses on. I lost it. Who knows where to go? Oh, okay. Yes, this is what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about next week. I wanted to talk about understanding your partner's needs, or if you're not in a relationship, understanding other people's needs. Because everybody understands things differently. Everybody has everybody has a certain type of selective hearing, and how they perceive it. To every action, there's a reaction. So I wanted to discuss those things. So is how you understand, there it is. How you understand your partner's wants and needs. Because I've come into some situations with people where, not situations, but they were in situations where them and their partner, like, they were having a hard time communicating. And not that they weren't communicating the right words, it's just they were saying that the other person didn't want to hear it, or didn't like what the other person wanted, or didn't like to hear what the other person needed. So what do you guys do? Like, does your partner ever come to you and says, like, I don't like this, or I don't like that, or I want this, or I want that, and you as a partner, like, maybe you're like quick to judge and you're like, ew, that's disgusting, and then, like, no matter how much time afterwards, like, you're closed-minded? Or if your partner comes up to you with something that they want or something that they need, are you like open to be like, okay, like, how, let's come to a compromise, because there's something about that I don't like. Like, what do you guys do? I'm really, really, really curious to hear what you do. And for you, Abba, I know that you're not like apt to a marriage and cohabitation. What do you do to fill up your time? So if you don't have a partner, what do you do to understand your friends' needs? What do you do to understand what your parents need from you? Your classmates or your teachers or people from work. So maybe Abba, next week you can tune in again. That would be amazing. People don't actually know. Well, selective hear. Well, of course, everybody has selective hearing. Most people hear what they choose to hear. So you either choose to hear everything that the person's saying, so you listen to understand, or you choose to listen to selective things just to reply. So that's what I meant by selective hearing, is that you choose of how much you want to hear. Maybe I didn't use the words. I'm really sorry about that, but they don't speak truthfully for most people. Exactly. Fear. As I was talking about last episode, yes, fear. A lot of people are afraid of talking about things because they don't want to hurt the other person, or they don't want to hurt your friend, or they don't want to hurt your mom or dad or cousin, uncle, brother, sister, brother, whatever. Yes, of course, because people are afraid of getting judged. People are afraid of what the other person will say, what the other person will react like. But what I've learned about that over the years, and this is just for me, being afraid of what the other person is like going to say or think, it's completely out of my control. like me and my family, like we don't speak. Like we don't speak to my mom, nothing, but I want to talk to them. And like I do talk to two of my cousins that like are all implemented, and there's one of them who I do say all the time, like, bring me to like a family dinner, bring me to a family thing, bring me. She's like, I don't know. I don't know if they're all about that. Like I want to fix it. I want them to know that I want to be there, but they don't want to. So everybody has certain types of fears because they can't control the other person. You can never do that. Why the name Be Me? Oh, I will tell you, not a problem. I was super excited for someone to ask me about that. So B actually is my first name. So Bianca Lauren, that's my first name. And so B. And then the reason why I chose me was because be me, because I want you to be you as I'm going to be me. So being in a relationship is all about having someone loving you for who you are, right? Well, that's what I thought most people get into relationships for is to be yourself and to do what you love and to be everything that you want, and someone who is doing the same thing and to love you while you are loving them at the same time. So that's why I call the channel Be Me. Yeah, maybe we'll do an episode about that, about being yourself. What you guys think about what being me is. Well, being me isn't being you. So you would tell me what you think you are. I want to touch a little back on what you mentioned before, Abba, about hurting the other person or of seeming bad, about speaking truthfully and things like that. And what I've also learned in my experience about life is people will try to do something, and if they get a negative reaction or a negative impact, they're like, oh, okay, this is bad. They may or may not try it again. And then let's say they come into that situation again and they're like, okay, I'm going to try it one more time. Like I'm just going to try it, because the one time you're like, you know what? You never know. So they try it, they get it again, bad outcome. They're like, okay. But then like super long time pass, let's say, and they're like, you know what? I'm just going to try one more time. You know what they always say, like third luck's your charm. But let's say it happens and it doesn't go again. This person, mentally, physically, spiritually, everything inside of them, they're like, you know what? I am not going to do that again, because they experience, without anybody telling them, they experience these three situations that what they did, this bad outcome, so they're never going to do it again. So let's say you're in a relationship, and I'm going to take this like super taboo, not taboo, but the myth one where like, honey, do I look fat in this dress? You know what I mean? That thing. All right. So let's say you had your first girlfriend, she's like, do I look fat in this dress? And you're like, you know what? No, you don't. You look great. You know what I mean? And she actually does, and everything was good. Nothing can happen. So whatever, something happens in their relationship, and they they fall apart. Now the man's in a new relationship, and and this girl is, and she's kind of just a little bit overweight, like not too much, like just a little bit. And you know what? I don't judge anybody who's overweight, because me, I love like 7 foot tall, big, hairy, fat men. So like, So like she just, but you know when you could tell when like someone wears like really tight clothes and you can just see that like it. Oh, y'all know what I mean. It's just. Anyways, so like, oh, do I have fat in this dress? But the way that the dress was made and the way that it was cut and styled and whatever, it made her look a little, so he's like, yeah, you know what? I don't know what's up with that dress, but you know what? Maybe you could change that dress. But he was being honest. He was being genuine. He was telling the truth. And this girl took it so horrendously. And you know what? All of this stuff, you know what? That broke up their relationship. So the next girl, he never said, he's like, oh, no, you look great. Oh, no, you look great. Even though like they always look great, but obviously you want your partner who you are intimate with, who you see naked. And if let's say that girl always complains about being overweight and she's always complaining about not feeling good in her body or this, that, and the other, the boyfriend is not doing it, or he's not doing it just to say, "Hi, yeah, you know what, girl, you look fat." No, he's saying, you know what? Yeah, and it's not just that; it's the dress, that's the cut, and there's so many other things you can go around. But based off experience, people don't do things that hurt others. But what I came back to before is that not every relationship is the same, because not every girl you date is the same. Not every guy you date is the same. Not every LGBTQ you date is the same. Not every, there's 67 different types of genders. So like no one's the same. So you cannot treat every relationship the same. And as my dad always says, like, a real man will always express his true feelings, no matter what. And I was like, okay. And like, I never really understood that. And it's like, really? You have men that'll be like, you know what? This is how I feel. I like this. I don't like that. They have a head on their shoulders. They're confident, and they're not shy, and they're not afraid to say, this is what's up. Then you have some guys that will not talk about it at all. Like, men don't talk about feelings. You know, that pride, that old school like mentality. So everyone's different, but you can't treat that guy the same as this guy. You know what I mean? Like, because they're two different guys. Grow up differently, different names, this and that. Oh, Abba, you said something. All right, so highest concentration of fire exits, closest to the target, negative experience isn't always necessary in a bad grand scheme of things. That was supposed to be a funny, right? Or is that supposed to be mean, or that one's supposed to be a good? It's supposed to be a funny? I'm not sure how to take that. You're not really in front of me, Abba, so like I don't really see like your facial expressions. I don't really see like your emotional attachment to your words. So but it's very interesting. The phrase "real man" is the catchphrase of a hustler seeking something for nothing. Oh, I was just referring to like, oh, my dad is old school mentality. He's Italian. You know what I mean? Like those people in those ages, like the real man does this, the real man does that. Like that's what my dad talks like, and my grandpa. Like they talk like that, and they talk those same things. And my grandpa saw the earring in my tongue, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, what is this? You're a young, beautiful, classy woman. Like la 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 la." And I'm like, it's art. It's cool. Don't worry about it. He's like, no, what? He started like not making a scene in the restaurant, but like kind of talking loud. Like Italians, you talk loud. You start talking with the hands. And I was like, oh my God. But that's because that's his generation. That's what he knows. That's what he learned. So everyone sees things differently. So as my mom calls us in my generation, people who are like 30 years old, we're millennials. Like, I don't like being called that because I'm not born in 2000s. But anyways, that's besides the point. But for me, a real man is completely different from what my grandpa and what my dad believed that a real man is. Because nowadays in 2020 and 2019, 2018, these past few years, there have been dads that stay home, raise the kids, take care of the house, and the woman is at work and working her butt off and bringing home the dough. So who's the real man in this relationship? The woman? But that's a real woman. Everyone's a real woman. Everyone's a real man. The moment that you are born out of your mother's womb, or adopted, or however you are put into a family, or if you're not in a family, I'm really, really, really sorry. And hopefully one day, one of my Sasha farms, you'll be able to, you know, like have a family with me. That'll be cool. Inshallah one day. Oh my God. Oh my God, where did I go with that? I got lost talking about family with Sasha farms, and my mind immediately goes there. Talk about real men and women. Yes, the moment that you're born, the moment that you've come out, your heart started beating, you open your eyes, you have a conscience, like you're real. So regardless if you're a man or woman or the other 65 other genders, you're real. So that came into our topic as we were talking about today, about the roles and the levels in your relationship. Is it equal or not? The men take out the garbage, the women do the gardening, the women cook, whatever. I know households that men only do the cooking, and the women don't even like to cook. You know what I mean? And there's men that love to garden. You know, so the Canadian accent is really thick. Ben, c'est parce que c'est une Québécoise ici, là. Je parle le français, donc maybe that's why. You grew up in a French town? Il y a juste des Québécois, si tu compares du Québécois là-bas. You know? You know, maybe you could tell the difference. I don't know. Oh my gosh, guys, we have 3 minutes left. This was actually an hour episode. But this is nice. This is what I want. I want every week, I want you guys like you, Abba, to come on and interact with me and talk about things and discuss opinions and talk about things that we're afraid of. Because you know what? Things that you're afraid of, you don't know what the outcome is. And someone told me the definition of fear is not knowing the outcome. So if you don't know the outcome, how can you be afraid of it? Like in they say in religion, the only thing to be afraid of is God, because he's the one that gave you your heartbeat. He's the one that gave you, life in a way, other than out of, your mama. But I don't know where I was going with that. Like, other than diseases, things like that, he's the one that supposedly says, okay, and this is your time. This is when you die. Other than health risks, as I was saying, or like health issues or whatever, or suicide. That is a completely different other subject. And we can most definitely talk about that another episode, because I've had my fair share. Yeah. Okay, I don't want to get so depressed right now because we got 2 minutes left. It's really exciting. You don't need to know the outcome to understand probability. Probability. Well, it's not math class here, my friend. Because there are a million possibilities. Have you ever come into this situation where you're like assuming, like you expect something to happen, okay? You expect something to happen, and then when you live it or when you go through that experience, nothing ever comes close to what you expected, because an expectation is not real. An expectation is a probability that you can never find or you can never discover. Yes, there are things where you're like, okay, if you're driving a car, let's say, and you're going to turn on a red light, but you didn't stop before the red light, because here on the South Shore and on the North Shore, like everywhere except Montreal, you can turn right on red. But if you don't stop at that red light before you turn, because these cars are going, yes, there's a probability of 99.9999999. If I can add another 0.99 to that 99.99999, you would get an accident for sure, unless there's no cars. But yes, there's probabilities, but there's certain things in life you can't, because I've experienced in life things to expect, and you know what? And it doesn't happen. So I've learned to live life without expectation. I live life without probabilities. But that's me, and I'm some sort of a godly person, so I ask God to guide me, and I ask God to bring me to where I need to go or what I need to do. So I don't kind of, believe in probability. But thank you, Abba, that maybe you believe in that. Do you believe that you look at your life with probability? You look at your life with expectations? Like, do you always plan everything that you have to do? And what happens if that plan doesn't work? How do you feel about it? Are you able to mentally, like to hold it? Are you able to just, okay, whatever, and move on and make a new plan? Some people can't. Are you able to do that? What happens if your probability that you made and you spend so much time thinking and planning about, let's say you get to that point and it doesn't work? You spend all of that time. What do you do? And then what? And then you build that fear because what? What? I'm curious. Anyways, guys, it is 1 more minute until we're shutting down. It's been a great episode today. It's been very interactive. That is the point of Beamy. That is what I want. People to come on here and be interactive, talk with me, talk about things, and I wanted to listen. There are entire fields of studies built about probability. You know what? I believe you. And is that in regards to science and math and stuff like that, or or like probabilities of situations, or I don't know, because like every human's different. Everybody's life is different. How can we make like a final equation to to that because I would like to know. I would like to know, like I grew up with divorced parents, so I wonder, are all divorced parents' kids like the same like me? We all grew up the same. Does that mean all the probability means to that? Whoever has divorced parents will live like this? I don't know, because I look at me and I look at my brother, my blood brother. We both live two completely different lives. Like we're two completely different people. We both have the same parents and we grew up together all the way until like a few years ago when he decided to leave and live with my dad. So I don't know. And I have a half sister who's completely opposite of me, but the kind of the same thing like my brother. So, and she has a different mom, but they live in a separate household. So I don't know, but it'd be something really curious we can talk about. Individual different groups are as predictable as the sunrise. Okay, well I never really had a group of friends like where I was always like around the same people all the time. I was a social butterfly and I was always weird and I got bullied a lot. So I don't know. But that's actually really curious. We could talk about that one day. People who grew up with like groups of friends or groups. Is that what you mean, like groups of friends, or do you mean like groups of cities, groups of civilizations? Like, what do you mean by groups? We can talk about this all night. It's been an hour and 1 minute. It was cool. I'm almost running out of water. And Ramadan tomorrow too. Oh, we got a few more days. Any groups? Okay. I guess you have to see. I would be curious. We could talk about this one week, Abba. If you don't mind tuning in. And another time, we could definitely talk about that. I'm going to write that down in the things. Yeah. I just took a picture. It's just easier like that. All right, guys. I'm going to wish everybody a great week again. Sleep well. Eat well. Live well. Be smiley. If you're going out there, just don't touch anybody. Like, you know? All right, guys. Send me a message. Send me an email. Send me a hoot. If you want to talk to me, don't be shy. I'm here. And we will be back next Sunday at 10 o'clock. Why can't you open? Woo. And if you guys want to talk about anything else any other following week, let me know. And we will discuss it like Abba did. And yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. Bye.